Hey, CJ, what is your favourite pudding?
Pudding?
Pudding.
Pudding?
It's exciting. One of my favourite things is a baked camembert. Carrot sticks and hummus and all that sort of nonsense.
Go on.
Go on.
Stinky Bishop, you better get in my face. I'm going to eat you like there's no tomorrow. Just ignore the fact that happened and move on.
You wouldn't put jam in a sandwich unless it's a jam sandwich.
You can put an elephant on there if you want. Peanut butter, someone's trousers. I'm not really a sauce kind of person, and I never have been.
Sauces for horses.
Just to give it some moisture. Yeah, because I find they can be a bit dry if you're not careful. I've never tried making a sandwich out of French toast before. Toasted sandwich, panini.
Panani. Potato.
So good. Mwah.
Welcome to the Tuesday Show with CJ and Ted.
Hey, CJ.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, how are you? Hi. Oh, no, can't do that.
No, you can't do that. What is your favourite pudding?
Pudding?
Pudding.
Now I'm going to answer your question with another question. What kind of pudding are we talking about? Are we talking pudding as in desserts or pudding as in, like, pies? Like, meat pudding.
No, I see. No, well, that's a good question, actually. I would now you've said that, I'd quite like to cover both.
Okay.
But let's go with pudding as in something you would eat after the savoury part of your main meal.
That is such a hard question to answer. There's so many trains of thought, and I don't really know. I quite like, I don't know, maybe like a warm apple pie with some cream. Maybe even a dollop of ice cream if I'm feeling really adventurous. But I generally don't eat pudding.
That's interesting. We have talked about apple pie before.
We have.
And it wasn't long after we talked about it, I had some apple pie.
With warm custard or cold custard?
I don't remember. I think it might have been with cream. Or ice cream. Cream.
Because I'm pretty sure we had an episode called a hot pudding cold custard.
That's right. Yes, we did.
So I feel like maybe we've done this before.
Maybe we have done this before.
No problem with regurgitated content. It's okay. Keep going.
Yeah. So, but no, I don't think we ever got to the point of what the favourite was. I think
Buffett rolls. There you go.
I think we got sidelined onto custard.
Yeah, I think we did.
But I can see how that might happen because when you start talking about puddings, I think the best ones probably come with custard. Are you a fan of a crumble?
I do like crumble, actually, like a nice apple crumble, again, with cream.
Interesting.
Yeah. Warm apple crumble, cold cream.
What about rhubarb?
I can take it or leave it. Rhubarb is like the celery of the sweet world. It's stringy, and I can just take it or leave it. So, but actually, because now I've put some thought into it, and I mentioned it just a second ago, Buffett rolls. Buffett rolls are probably, or actually, I'm going to change my mind again. Oh. So this is how flip floppy I am over desserts.
You've just got me excited about profiteroles, and now you're moving on to something else potentially better. Go.
Eton mess. Meringue, strawberries, cream.
Yeah.
I'm all over that.
Yeah,
all over that.
You had me at profiteroles.
No, see, chocolate. I can really. I like chocolate as like a bar of dairy milk, Cadbury Dairy Milk or Galaxy. I'll go to town on that.
Yeah.
But when you melt chocolate and pour it over something else, I'm really not that into it.
Interesting.
It doesn't really do it for me.
Because we've talked about bacon, haven't we? And I've said my personal opinion is that bacon is great as bacon, and as wrapped around sausages, as your sausages in a duvet or whatever it's called. What is it? Pigs in a blanket. That's it.
Pigs in blankets.
I wasn't far off, was I? I was thinking pigs in bed. That doesn't sound quite right.
Bangers in a comforter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Pork in a sleeping bag.
Yeah. A disposable one that they leave at the festival.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Anyway, pudding, profiteroles. Go.
Oh, yes. So, right. Okay. So my whole thing with the bacon wasn't a hatred of bacon. It's just that there's so many things that people try and put bacon into or on, which is kind of unnecessary because it's not necessarily a bacon thing. Well, you've got a similar thing when it comes to chocolate. You like chocolate, but you don't want all the derivatives of chocolate all over everything. And I get that. I had an ice cream the other day, and obviously one of the options is always going to be like chocolate sauce on the ice cream. Well, no, as far as I'm concerned, that's a raspberry sauce thing.
I mean, I'm not really a sauce on ice cream kind of person either.
In the end, I didn't have any, but
there you go.
But I did have I had a flake though, so that's chocolate.
See that to me, so maybe it's just melted chocolate I'm really not into. Like if you want to shove a 99 into my ice cream, I'm good with that. If you want to put some like chocolate chips in there, I'm good with that. But I don't need melted ice cream on my dessert. Yeah.
What's your favourite flavour of ice cream? The listeners want to know.
I'm sure they do. I'm going to say either mint choc chip or raspberry ripple, but now I've said mint choc chip, I'm leaning more towards that.
Right, okay.
I do like mint flavoured things.
Yeah.
Mint choc chip ice cream is good. That's the only thing I can think of that's minted flavoured right now.
Okay. I'm going to come back to mint and just I quite like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, I don't mind vanilla.
Yeah, I think it gets a bad rap because of the word vanilla, and I think the word vanilla is kind of associated with boring. Yeah. But there's nothing boring about having ice cream, and vanilla is a flavour. So
it could be completely flavourless. Is that a thing? Can you get like flavourless ice cream?
That would just taste of cream, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
In theory, yeah.
It's just frozen cream.
Yeah.
Or however they make ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I like the Whippy though. I like the 99.
Yeah.
That's my favourite ice cream scenario. I don't mind a bit of chocolate ice cream. Neapolitan, it can be quite good. You've got a bit of choice, but I'm not so much about the pink then.
Well, the pink's just strawberry, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously.
Got strawberry ice cream.
Yeah.
I can give or take chocolate ice cream. Again, it comes back to the whole I like chocolate just as is. I don't need it mixed in with anything else.
Yeah.
But like I say, put chocolate chips into that ice cream, and I'm okay with it. But like chocolate, it's like chocolate milkshake. I'm not really into chocolate milkshake. I'd rather have strawberry or banana. Actually,
I like banana milkshake. I've been having that recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
I know we spoke about it the other week.
Yeah. I like chocolate. I like chocolate. What were we talking about?
Milkshake.
I like chocolate milkshake, but I also like banana milkshake. Not too fussed about strawberries.
I'd rather have strawberry milkshake, I think. Out of all of them, strawberry is probably the one I'd go for. But then again, you can buy, milkshakes in all sorts of flavours now. It's like some takeaways that. No, I'm not saying. But there's a couple of takeaways where I am, where you can upgrade your drinkers on the meal deal to a shake, and all they do is they blend up, you can, more or less whatever you want. You can have like crunchy milkshake or Snickers milkshake or really whatever you want in there. And I'm just like, nah, just give me a strawberry shake, thanks.
Yeah.
Or I just don't bother upgrading because they don't have strawberry. No, actually, you know what? I'll just go with I'll just have a can of Pepsi Max, thanks. That'll do me. But now there's a thing, right? Vanilla ice cream, with Coca-Cola, also known as a Coke float.
Yep, Coke float, love it.
Which I'm aware we have spoken to. Yeah, I spoke to the Coke float the other day.
I spoke to a Coke float, and I got exactly the same answer as you did.
I spoke to a Coke float, and it was very much like, you better get in my face, or I'm going to eat you like there's no tomorrow. And anyway, but yeah, Coke floats.
That went weird quick.
It did, yeah. So we're going to just ignore the fact that happened and move on. But if Now, if Coke floats are an acceptable pudding dessert, I'll happily have that. Happily.
Yeah.
Every time as well, because I find them so refreshing, and the flavors are just.
It's something weird soda going on there, isn't it? It's really, really. I don't know. It's exciting. It's an exciting thing to eat.
But I like to switch it up and use cream soda sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Instead of Coca-Cola. Yeah. And I used to have it when I was a kid. My nan used to make it for me all the time. And we just called it ice cream soda. It's a dollop of ice cream with cream soda.
Yeah.
And I realised that for those who are against vanilla, it's a vanilla drink with vanilla ice cream. But my God, it was refreshing. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Mix that cream soda, and once the ice cream is kind of melted, you can mix it all together. Oh, wow! It was so good.
Yeah,
so good.
We had a shop nearby when I was younger, and you used to be able to get ice cream sundaes, they used to call them. And it was cream soda or Coke float. Yeah, good stuff.
I mean, I have taken to buying cream soda from my local supermarket now. I love it. As part of my regular shops. I mean, I do the usual. I'll buy a bottle of like Pepsi Max with raspberry, a bottle of lemonade, but I also now add in a bottle of cream soda. Just because I love cream soda. And again, if you've got like orange or tropical flavour squash or orange and mango is one of my favourites, just put a splash of that in there as well, and so good. It's like having a bitter shandy without any alcohol or the bitter part of it. It's just so refreshing and just such a great combination of flavours. Yeah, so good. Mwah.
Mwah. Have you been to any children's parties recently?
Why would I have done that?
I don't know. You've got a niece, haven't you?
I do, yeah, but no, I haven't.
Okay. So I've noticed that actually these days they don't have all the kind of good stuff like ice cream. You used to have jelly and ice cream. That used to be a standard for children's parties. Jelly and ice cream and I don't know, whatever else you get, like cheese and pineapple on sticks and things like that.
Trifle?
Yeah, but...
Not that I was a fan, but yeah, trifle.
Yeah, but now they don't have that. They have like carrot sticks and hummus and all that sort of nonsense.
I'm going to confess here now, because I'm not into healthy eating. Well, I'm not all about healthy eating, but actually...
You would not guess that.
You mean from my shape, you can't tell that, I have the body of a god. It doesn't matter that god is Buddha, but it's still...
You must have a great metabolism, that's all I'm saying.
I do, yeah. But actually, I really like hummus. You get hummus with some, like, flatbreads, like pizza bread. It's actually really, really nice. But it's really so fattening, though. Because there's so much oil in it. I think it's really bad for you, but everyone seems to rave about hummus.
It's probably not the oil, it's probably all the bread that you have with it.
Well, yeah, that as well, yeah.
Like I'm
not going to eat it with a spoon. I'm not an animal.
Well, no, that's true. I quite... One of my favourite things is a baked Camembert.
Oh, no. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love it. Now, obviously, that's not ice cream at all, so it's not even related to what we're talking about, but it's food. And the thing that I would have, in a lot of places, you can get baked Camembert, and then you're given like crusty bread to go with it, right? But I think the bread is where the problem is. That's what's going to fill you up or make you bloated and whatever. The cheese is great. The bread is perhaps a bit too much. And I would end up eating a lot of bread because I'm really going to dig in there. I'm not going to have a couple of bits and go, oh yes, that was lovely. Now onto my main or anything like that. I'm going to be scraping in there. Right, I'm going to have every last morsel.
Fair enough.
But I've come across a very costly and very vegan unfriendly way of having a baked Camembert.
Go on.
And that is what?
Go on.
Go on. Basically, instead of the bread, sliced bits of steak dipped in the baked camembert. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see that working. Yeah. I mean, I'm just not a fan of camembert.
Yeah.
Now, as a lover of cheese, it is odd that I say I don't like camembert, but
Why is that? Is it the texture of a melted camembert?
It's the flavour. I don't like the flavour of the camembert.
Mm.
It's got a weird kind of twang to it, and I just don't like it.
Okay. What is your favourite cheese?
Cheddar.
Mm.
I realise that's a very vanilla kind of answer, but yeah, cheddar.
Yeah. You see, this is the problem. It's this use of vanilla as to mean.
That's why I used it.
To mean nothing. Yeah, it's tasteless.
That's why I used it. Yeah, that's why I used it. But no, I like cheddar. I prefer mild over mature.
Yeah.
Although I like a good mature cheddar, I find, because I prefer melted cheese on things.
Yeah.
I find mild melts better than mature.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I'm making, and anything, if it's burgers or even if I'm making like a pasta bake or something, I like good melted mild cheese or mild cheddar on top of my pasta bake.
Yeah.
But I do like a variety of cheeses.
I like to mix it up when it comes to things like that, like a pasta bake or macaroni cheese. With macaroni cheese, it's a great opportunity to get rid of any cheese you've got left over. But also, I like normal cheddar. I like a mature cheddar. And of course, you can throw a bit of everything in. I also like some red Leicester, not only for the main part of it, but also for the top, because it adds a bit of interest, a bit of a cheese marbling effect on top, Yeah. got the idea. But also it just gives it a little bit of variety, but also it's a very basic cheese, and it acts in the same way as cheddar.
Yeah, it's just a different flavour, but without being overpowering, like Camembert or Stilton or Stinky Bishop or something like that. I like Red Leicester actually. I like Red Leicester, Double Gloucester, Wensleydale. I quite like. I don't mind Stilton in moderation as long as there's other things to eat the Stilton with. I'm generally okay. It's not a cheese I can pick up and just throw a piece in my mouth. I find the flavour's a bit too much. But if I can, have it in small quantities with other things, with maybe some other cheese and some crackers or something, I'm generally okay with it. But and I do like a bit of Parmesan on my Italian food as well. So,
this is something that I want to know, and I'm sure our listeners would want to know as well.
Go on.
Let's imagine, CJ, you've got a crackers for cheese selection box.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you go for first?
Crackers wise,
yeah,
probably just the plain old square Jacob's cracker type crackers.
That's
they're the most boring. Yeah.
I
like to save the best ones for last, and the best ones are the Hovis biscuit ones.
I'm sorry, I asked the question badly there. Okay, let's say for example you're opening this box and you're with other people. So you need to go for what you want first. Otherwise, it's going to go...
The Hovis biscuits. The Hovis biscuits first.
Yeah, I quite like the Hovis ones. I like those particularly with something like Stilton. So a blue cheese on those works rather well. And again, it's a bit more. It's a bit thicker, isn't it? So you've got a bit more to go with your blue cheese if you find that a bit strong. But otherwise, I think my go-to has got to be a Jacob's cream cracker.
Yeah, I mean, they are quite, they're quite versatile in that you can put more or less anything on top of a Jacob's cracker. Yeah, anything you want can go onto a Jacob's cracker.
An elephant.
You can put an elephant on there if you want, peanut butter, someone's trousers, some old shoes. They're perfect for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hovis biscuits, I prefer the flavour and texture of a Hovis biscuit. And like you say, I feel like you can maybe put a different variety of cheeses onto a Hovis biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
A good Brie goes quite nicely on there, or a blue cheese of your choosing might be suitable.
Interesting.
I find
Do you like Brie then?
I do like Brie, yeah.
That's interesting because the Brie and the Camembert are not that dissimilar.
No, but I find Camembert just a little bit too overpowering. Brie I can just about deal with.
Yeah.
On its own or on a cracker, or one of my favourite Brie recipes is a Brie and bacon baguette.
Excellent.
So I do like Brie and bacon. Oh,
that sounds like a really great recipe. You'll have to send me a copy of that recipe. I'd be interested in making that.
Get a baguette, cook some bacon, slice the baguette in half lengthways. Of course,
I'll get the scales out and do it properly.
Slap some butter in there, real butter, not this margarine nonsense. Real butter goes in there, then the bacon, then put in your bits of Brie, and then put it back under the grill for a few minutes to melt the Brie onto the bacon. So good. And then if you wish to add sauce, you can add sauce, but I generally don't.
You don't need sauce for that.
No, it upsets me because I do like, Brie and bacon, baguette sandwiches, whatever. And then, but when you go to a shop and you try and buy bacon and Brie or Brie and bacon, however you want to put it, they always seem to put cranberry in there, and it annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't mind that cranberry sauce.
I like it, but I don't want it in my Brie and bacon baguette.
Yeah, I suppose I can see why people wouldn't want it, because effectively it's like jam. Like, you wouldn't put jam in a sandwich unless it's a jam sandwich.
PB&J. Yeah. Depends. It's all down to your personal taste, and this is kind of what I'm getting at. It's down to what you prefer. Yeah. For me, I'm not really a sauce kind of person, and I never have been. My sauces, I have 2 bottles of sauce in my fridge. I've got a bottle of tomato ketchup and a bottle of mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is there for when I make like a ham and cheese and salad wrap. I quite like that it just adds a little bit of moisture to the ham and cheese. Yep. Because it's not an overpowering flavour. I don't put a lot in there, but just enough to give it a bit of moisture while I'm trying to chew it. And tomato ketchup, I guess it's just a staple of everyone's fridge, isn't it? But I do use it when I'm making. No. Bacon rolls, you just need a roll, butter, and bacon, and that is it. No sauce is required to ruin the flavour of the bacon.
I think a bacon roll is the only thing that I would bother putting ketchup in.
See, it doesn't even go in there for me. Fish finger sandwiches, on the other hand.
That would just be fish fingers, butter, and the bread.
See, and this is what I mean. Everyone is different, and it's horses for courses. Well, I don't have brown sauce in the house. I've got no requirement for it.
Sauces for horses. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Sauces for whores is
horse sauce.
Horse sauce.
Isn't that ranch dressing?
Sure. Yeah. Let's say that. Yeah.
So tomato ketchup I would have in a bacon roll, and the only other thing I would have it with is French toast. So if I've got some French toast, it's sometimes nice to have a bit, assuming I'm not eating it French toast with something else like bacon or whatnot.
I haven't had French toast for so long. Again, this comes back to the fact that I don't buy bread.
Yeah.
So making French toast is difficult without the bread.
Yeah. So then you just end up with French, don't you?
Yeah, I just end up with scrambled egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh well. Or an omelette, because I don't really scramble it. I just kind of pour it in. I don't scramble eggs.
Yeah. Do you make many omelettes? Are you an omelette fan?
I quite like an omelette. Depends on what I've got in and whether I need to go shopping or not. But if I've got eggs kicking around and, again, some cheese, some ham or bacon, and maybe, a quarter bag of spinach I need to use up, I might just throw that in there as well. I don't mind making an omelette every now and again, yeah. I don't mind. Again, though, omelettes, depending on which one it is, may or may not require tomato sauce. Just to give it some moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I find they can be a bit dry if you're not careful.
I've noticed there's quite a few sort of TikToks and reels where people are making it starts out looking like it's going to be French toast, and then they somehow fold it all in. It's kind of half omelette, half French toast. Then they fold it all up. Then they start putting stuff in it, and then they end up with some sort of French toast style. I'm getting very hungry talking about all this. French toast style. What do you call those things? You know, like a hot sandwich.
Panini.
Toasted sandwich type thing.
Panini. Yeah. But it depends where you go. You know, toasted sandwich, panini.
Panani. Potato.
Potato, tomato, yep.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said that. Actually, no, I can't believe you said that. But yeah, okay. I mean, I've never tried making a sandwich out of French toast before. And now you've said it, I really want to try it. So I may have to go back to the shop to buy one of these dumbass half loaves of bread.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have too much bread in the house.
Mm.
And I might have to try that.
Yeah.
I'll have to defrost some bacon as well. Because it's not going to be anything else but bacon. I think at this point, if I'm trying something like that, it's just the law. It has to be bacon.
I think you need something moist in there. Maybe a slab of cheese.
Oh, there'll 100% be cheese in there as well.
Yeah. Oh, Brie.
I can't think.
Brie.
That
would work.
Yeah, Brie and bacon French toasted sandwich. I like the sound of that, actually.
Excellent.
Okay, we're done. See ya. I'm going to the shop. Bye.
That was The Tuesday Show.
Get in touch with us. All the links are in the description. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.